Hi, my name is Adam Reverola, and I am extremely excited to share this project with you. You know, from September I've been talking about it. I really love this malted candle, Halloween, magical, mystical moment that we're going to create together. Our first step of many. I promise you, you will enjoy this once it's done, but there are a lot of steps. But this is where you get the kids involved. You know, we love the kids' activities. First thing we're going to use is our pool noodle. I've already measured it out. It's 16 inches, 14 inches, 10 inches, 2.5 inches, and 2 4-inch sections. And what I'm going to use is a serrated knife. That's the easiest and best way to cut through these pool noodles. So I'm just going to give it a cut. Rise it up a little bit because I don't want to cut the counter. And we're just going to cut these pieces out. Doesn't have to be super perfect because the whole point is it to look a little gothic. So these we'll put to the side. Those are for our satellite candles. First thing we're going to do is start to glue them. So I just have my glue gun and I'm just going to run a line of glue down the side of it, and I'm going to attach it to the other pool noodle. You're going to have to hold it for a second so it sets. And then I'm going to take another one, the next smallest, and I'm going to do the same thing. And we're going to put it like a trio. And you can kind of see how the candles are already coming to be, right? And your smallest piece, we're going to put this off to the side. So that is the makeshift for the candles. Next we want to add those black vials for water for the flowers. So I have 7 here. And these you can get in the flower department. Ask the floral manager or the floral staff if they have any you can buy. I'm just using a 4-inch water tube clear. As you saw on the finished project, we paint them anyway, so it could be green. And we're just going to add a little bit of glue down the side, and we're going to put these around. So I'm going to put them, just glue it right there, and they're going to be scattered all around. And this is what's going to hold the flowers. This is such a fun project for the kids to get involved with. And for you to have, and think about it, it becomes a keepsake. You can have it next Halloween and bring it out and add different flowers to it. Imagine if they were red roses that were blown open, like that burgundy red. That would look beautiful in here. So we're just putting these around. And our last one can go, let's put it here. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just a matter of staggering them, having them all around, just at different levels, so our flowers go at different levels. And then your final 2 tubes, these are our satellites, and we're just going to glue these right to the side. All right. So our structures are built, the tubes are adhered. Let's let it dry a little bit. The next thing we're going to do is pull out our knife again. And we're going to get space in there for our candles. So these are just battery operated candles I got. Battery can be changed out pretty easy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut the insides a little bit. Make sure not to go all the way through. I don't want you to cut yourself. And then just cut around. It might be easier to use a smaller knife, but you're going to cut it enough so we can slide these candles down inside. So you're just going to want to cut it enough so you can squeeze that candle down because we only want to see the flickering light of that candle. Now, as you can see, the candle top is white and we need this all to be black, so let's pop that back out. And what we're going to do is clean off the mess. And I am going to use a little bit of painter's tape we're just going to take a little bit of this and we're going to cover the wick of this candle. So that way when we color enhance, aka spray paint, the whole thing, we can also do these candles as well. See, just a little bit. Doesn't have to be neat. It just covers that wick so it doesn't get paint. But we can paint these to be black and you'll never notice the difference. So those are our supplies. We're ready for the next step. All right, for our next step, which is really fun, is we're gonna use spray foam. You can get this at the hardware. I use Great Stuff. Whatever spray foam you want to use, you can use. And what we're going to do is just grab it there and just spray it out. We don't want to cover up the holes, but we want it to kind of go down like it's candle wax melting. And you're going to go cover up some of the water tube, and you're just going to go all the way around. Ooh, there we go. You can get it on the bottom. If you do it on paper, the nice thing about it is when this dries, you can cut it out and then you have a base for it as well. So you can go as far out as you want. Remember though, and I didn't think about this when I did the sample, this stuff expands quite a bit. And so it'll expand as it's drying. But you just go all the way around and create this really cool candle wax moment. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it's Halloween and the candles don't melt perfectly. But just go all the way around. It's fun. It'll dry kind of cool. Make sure you're covering it up. You see, there's no rhyme or reason. How much fun would the kids have doing this? Make sure everything is protected. And you just play around with it until you have just as much as you want. And when it dries, you can honestly add a little bit more if you like. And you could see it's just going to create a puddle. So keep going and doing that all the way around. And then you can take your little guys and add some wax, some melted wax around the tube, coming up. Get it all over. How fun. And again, this will explode open, and so it'll become so big and beautiful. So I let this dry overnight, and you can see how big it got, right? It exploded. Trick I want to show you that I learned is now I go in with my glue gun, and some of it's separated, so I just add a little bit of glue and add a little bit more glue coming out the top. So, do you see that smoking? Jeez, this is really a hot glue gun. So that way it just looks even more drippy down the sides. So that's what you could do. Just go ahead and add some more. But how great is that? It looks just like a candle has been melted. What do you guys think? Pretty cool, right? So what I did is then I went and color enhanced it with the black. I color enhanced the candles. Look how great that took. It just shines so beautifully. Black candle. But doesn't this look like a candle situation that the wax is all melted out like in a haunted house? I absolutely love this. So again, stages were we glued the pool noodles together, we added the spray foam, let it dry for 24 hours, add a little bit of glue if you need to, color enhance it, paint it with black spray paint, and then add your candles, and they're onto our step now. Now let's add water. I have this because I do flowers a lot, but you could use a pitcher, you could use a measuring cup, whatever you want. All of these water tubes that we have around now need a little bit of water added to them to hold the beautiful flowers that we're going to do. Okay. Now let's add the flowers. This month's flowers are all black and white. Very cool. So we're going to start with our hydrangea. We're going to cut this down. And let me turn our main focal piece around. Because this doesn't have anything happening really down here, we're going to put our biggest flower and cut it short and put it into that water tube down here. Broke a piece, it's okay, won't miss it. Next are lilies, our next biggest flower. So let's see. Let's put this down at this one. We want to keep our biggest flowers towards the base. Next we have our Fujimum. I think we need to put it right up there. It's like the flowers are kind of growing out of there. Our roses, one in the back, as you can see it there. And let's put one right into the crease here. And again, you could do this with, save it after this bouquet is done, put in all red flowers. How eerie, like a vampire, right? You have all month to enjoy this. Put one of these Austromerias up top. All right, so I want to point out, I put this here, but after looking at it, I don't love all of the foliage on there because I really want to showcase the black. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to go in and pick off all the extra foliage so that way we only have the white flowers. And that way when it opens, we'll just have this white flower moment happening. We have another one of those. Let's take the foliage off of this. And let's not forget that we have these side pieces too to add flowers to. Can't forget about them. Our stock flower, let's cut the laterals off. Put a lateral over in this one. Tie it together. See what we have going on here. Very cute. We can add one of these laterals to the rose vase. And we'll do one to the hydrangea. So let me give it a little twist for you so you can see. Very cool, right? You will have to add water daily to these water tubes. It'll drink it really quickly. So I want to make sure you know to add water. So we're going to take our ruscus and we're just going to put this in. The ruscus will hold up because it's color enhanced, so you don't necessarily have to get it into water right away. It should hold up in the arrangement for quite a bit of time. And all I'm doing is I'm just adding it to there, just to kind of finish it off. Somebody came to my home and they said, what was the inspiration? I would be very elaborate, of course. And I would say, this is wedding reception centerpiece for a vampire and a witch, like a ghost. Think of something really cute to say. But how beautifully fun is that centerpiece? Enjoy. I hope you love this one. You know I've been excited about this since last month. Hope you enjoy it. Have a happy and safe Halloween. And we will see you in November. Bye.